Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of At Home with Maisie and Jordan. How are you today, Charlotte?
Yeah, I'm good, thank you. We were just saying as we came before we started recording, I'm so sick of lockdown hair now. I'm at that really tough stage.
I'm finding I have to tie mine back most of the days now, but obviously where you had like short hair.
Yeah, I have short hair, so I'm at that horrible stage where the style is outgrown and it's just hair now.
It's just there. Well, coming back on topic, this week we are actually going to be speaking to you, aren't we? We're going to find out everything that you need to kind of consider or think about when you do get to go to your bridal appointments once the shops are open again.
Yes, and we're heading towards that deadline. So 12th of April is the date that we've been given. Obviously, that does have to be confirmed, but I think we're all just praying that stage 2, is it stage 2? I think it is stage 2 or stage 3, I'm not sure, kicks in then, because I think we all need a bit of retail therapy now, don't we? I know I do.
Oh, so let's kick start, shall we?
Yeah.
If I was a bride,
about
to start looking for my dress,
what
kind of advice would you give me, like, before I've even booked a bridal appointment?
Okay, so I have kind of a list of top tips. I'm going to go through those. Some of them are the kind of situation that we're in now based, and then others are what I would just say anyway.
Okay.
So I think the first thing to start with, and because of the times that we're in, is it's really important to do your research. So if you are on a time scale, which a lot of brides are now, because 2021 brides, they were waiting till after Christmas, then they were going to start the dress shopping, and plans went out the window, and now suddenly we've got loads of brides getting married in or hoping to get married August, September with no dress. So it's really important to do your research and find out what boutiques are offering in those situations. So for me, because I work with British designers, I'm really fortunate in that I can still offer bespoke bridal. People can still pick their perfect dress, have it made specifically for them, and it will be here plenty of time before they get married. If you are a bride that is loving the Australian, the American designers, it's just about doing that research to find out if it is still possible to have a designer labeled dress in the time scale. If not, who's doing sales, all of those kinds of things. So research is key at the moment. Research is key.
Oh,
yeah.
See, it can be so overwhelming, isn't it? Where do you start? Like you say, which kind of designers do you like? But I completely agree with you. It's just diving straight into that research, isn't it?
Yeah. So I think. Sorry, just to add to that, to help clear the confusion, when you're Pinteresting dresses, which we all do, you will be led towards a specific idea of a dress. Not necessarily style as in silhouette, but you will get a feel for the designers and the kind of focus that a designer has. So if you like the really plain classic dresses, if you like the floaty boho dresses, if you like applique flowers that are really on trend at the minute, and that leads you towards a certain designer, certain type of designer, and therefore you've already narrowed that down, and then you know whether you're going British, whether you're going European, whether you're going, so that kind of
I see.
It kind of narrows it down.
I see. Okay. And because obviously when somebody comes to try on some dresses, you might have to help them with their dresses, and people can get quite self-conscious. So what kind of underwear would you recommend that somebody wears to a bridal appointment?
Right. So first things first, do not panic. You do not need to go out and spend £100 on underwear, because I've seen it all. We've all seen it all. Okay.
That would literally be me.
So Don't panic if you rock up in your oldest pair of knickers. I'm not looking at it. Honestly, I'm not. Some brides like to be organised. So some brides like to come in nude underwear, which is great because then if you're wearing a lightweight dress, you won't see anything through it. Some brides like to come in a strapless bra. For me, it doesn't make a difference because most of my dresses, you don't need to wear a bra with them because they're fully corseted, but that is not the case for other dresses. So if you want to be organised like that, then by all means, go nude. And if you need a bra, go strapless if you can. The other thing is, if you're not organised, if you're not like that, I don't mind saying I don't think I ever wear matching underwear. I wish that I did, but I'm just not that organised. It really doesn't matter.
It's not a real thing.
No, I know it's not. It really isn't. I'm sure some women are totally organised, but I wish I was that person, but I am not. So I know it is self-conscious, and it makes people feel nervous. You're having to get down into your underwear in front of someone that you've never met before. But I try and make brides feel as comfortable as possible. I'm honestly not judging anybody. And so it's just about getting you in that dress and feeling amazing in the dress. So
that's fantastic.
Yeah.
Because it is like you say, it's just, you just got to do it. And you've seen it all before. It'll be absolutely fine. But if you did want to prep, nude underwear, maybe a strapless bra.
Yeah. And the other thing is, we become best of friends because I've seen you in your underwear. So
there's no more barriers.
Yeah, no,
you're friends for life.
Sharers and all that. So yeah.
So that's amazing. You've got an idea of what kind of dress you think you want from Pinterest.
Yeah.
But when you get into the shop, because I know that whenever I go shopping, I can see something and I think, oh my goodness, I love that. And it might be something that I've never even looked like. If I'd gone online, it wouldn't have gone in the basket. How would you kind of deal with that kind of scenario? Or what would you recommend?
So be open-minded. We have all found our ideal dress on Pinterest. We fell in love with it. However, we've not considered the fact that we look absolutely nothing like the model that is in it. So she might be 4 foot tall and we're 6 foot tall. She might have size or cup double D boobs and we're kind of pushing for a B cup. So there's so many different variables as to how our bodies are different. She might have really big hips and we've got really tiny hips but really broad shoulders. Like the possibilities are endless. Okay, and we put this dress on that we fell in love with and it just does nothing for us. Okay, so the best thing is to go to your appointment with an idea, but be open to trying on kind of different silhouettes, different dresses that you maybe aren't drawn to. On the hanger, you think, oh, I would be seen dead in that. But actually, sometimes you put that on and it's like a totally different dress when it's on your body. So it's really important to try and be open-minded. I always have a wild card and encourage brides to try the wild card, even if they don't fall in love with it, but it kind of consolidates something in their mind that, I don't know, this neckline is totally not what they want, and then they're a bit of a step closer towards finding their ideal. So it is a bit of a process, but just try and be open-minded. Yeah.
No, I think you are right. Like, you do just need to stay open-minded, and it is actually really nice that you've got that wild card as well, because I'm not the most stylish of people, or I can be quite, I love that idea. And it does take quite a bit to encourage somebody out their shell almost.
Yeah. I think the other thing, in line with being open-minded, is a lot of us, when we're thinking about being a bride, and I know I did this, you get caught up in looking at dresses that you would never, ever dream of looking at if it wasn't for your wedding. And I mean in terms of style. So, for instance, if I'm going to somebody else's wedding or I'm going to a black tie event, I would never, ever wear a halter neck because I know that it doesn't suit me. But sometimes we think as brides, oh, I want to wear something that's totally different and I'm never going to wear again. I know, I'll wear a halter neck. And as a bride, I'd go and put that dress on and I'd be thoroughly disappointed because I still look awful in halter necks, even though I'm going to be a bride. And I think it's just about remembering that, yeah, it's your wedding dress and it is maybe the most important dress you will ever buy. However, you still have a personal style. You still know what suits you. And you don't necessarily need to go away from that.
No, that is a really good point because, yeah, I know for a fact I'd definitely get sucked into that. Like, and because this kind of leads on to one of my other questions. Because obviously lots of people like the more rustic kind of weddings and then they go for like a boho dress. Like, would you pick a dress that would kind of like reflect back on your venue, or what would you take into consideration there?
Right. So, yes, you always have to consider your venue. And I mean that from the point of view that if you're getting married in Mexico on a beach, you don't want a massive ball gown with layers and layers and layers and layers and layers of tulle, a 5-foot train, because after wearing it down the beach, you're going to just want to take it off because you're so hot, there's sand everywhere. Like, so in terms of thinking about your venue, yes, you do need to think about where you're getting married and ideals. Some brides are really, they want everything to work holistically together. So if their venue is rustic, they want that kind of natural feel for their dress. Like you said, boho. Other brides, they might be getting married in a barn, but they still want to have the big dress. Yeah. And as long as whatever you choose works in your venue, I don't think there is kind of, you have to go with this kind of dress because you are getting married in a barn or a stately home. I do think that if you're getting married abroad, there is further things to think about.
Yeah.
I think you need to think about you as a person. You don't want to look back on the photos, or you don't want to get there on the day and think, I just stick out like a sore thumb. Some people want to stick out because they are the bride and they want to be like, this is what I want everybody to look at. And if that's what you want, then that's what you go with, regardless of where your venue is. But if you've picked a small, dainty venue and then you're turning up in a massive dress, we need to think about practicalities. So are you going to fit down the aisle? If your dress is like 3 meters wide and you're in a really, really tiny, I don't know, chapel or wherever you are you going to, it is things like that you have to think about. But you can't pick the dress, you can't not have your perfect dress because you're getting married outside and you don't think a ball gown is suitable. We can make it work, but you do have to consider the venue. I know I've slightly contradicted myself.
No,
it has to be considered.
It just shows it actually depends on what your priorities are, like how passionately you feel about that dress and whether there's any way we can work that dress around the venue or the venue around the dress. That's considerations that wouldn't jump to my mind straight away. Like, am I going to fit down the aisle, or am I going to end up having to do, that side shuffle? Like you do for a door.
And which is great. If you decide you want to do the side shuffle, go for it. Just make sure that you style it out when you do the side.
That's long as it's stylish, we don't mind.
Yeah, exactly. If you find the perfect dress, having to do a side shuffle, it's so worth it. But
well, this is actually great because it actually leads on to my next question. Yeah. Shoes.
Right. Okay.
Wow.
Yeah. So this kind of ties in with your research. So when you are booking your appointment, find out if the boutique has shoes. If they don't have shoes, it's not a problem, but just take some with you. So, and my recommendation would be take some that you think you are going to maybe lean towards in terms of height. So if you're going flat, take some flats with you. If you are always wearing killer stiletto heels, take something with you. Not because of the style of the shoe, but purely to give you and your body that stance when you put those shoes on. Because as much as we think we don't, you do. When you put a pair of shoes on, the way that you hold yourself changes. And so that needs to be a consideration when you've got that dress on. It's incredible the amount of times somebody has got, I don't know, a mushki short dress on in the shop. They put on a pair of gorgeous stiletto heels and then they just say, wow, the dress looks totally different. And it does. A dress looks different once you have a pair of shoes on. Even if it's flats, it can make a difference. So take some with you if your shop doesn't do them. If your shop does do them, then they will. If they're like me, I have a variety of everything you could possibly imagine, obviously. And feel free to try on as many pairs of shoes as you want.
I'm on my way.
Yeah.
No, that's great. And then this is my last question, I promise.
Yeah,
but
okay.
It's like the standout question for me.
Yeah.
How many, or who do you take to your bridal appointment? Because yeah, wow.
So I get the pressure is immense to take your whole bridal party. Great. You want everyone there. You've got an entourage of 16 bridesmaids. You've got your mum there, your best friend, your mother-in-law to be. However, if I give you my advice, it would be to start with, don't take too many people. My advice is always 2 or 3.
Okay.
That's just advice. You don't have to listen to me. However, there's 2 reasons for this. First things first, if you're stood in a dress, you personally have an opinion of it. You've got 16 other people there with 16 totally different opinions. You are never going to make every single person there happy. You're never going to get, oh, this is the dress from 16 people. And then you'll just leave feeling confused. You'll feel deflated. You'll feel like you haven't got a clue what you personally like because you'll just feel confused. Some brides want to have lots of people involved. So my advice in that situation is initial appointments, take the couple of people, take your mum if you want to take your mum, take your best friend, take people that will A, be honest, but also B, think about what you as the bride are looking for and what you as the bride are like in terms of style. If I'm going as a bridesmaid, I might never choose a dress for myself, but if I think about the bride, then I might choose that dress. So it's about somebody that would put the bride first when giving feedback.
Yeah.
So take those really honest people, take the people that know you the most, and then once you've found a dress that you love, ask the boutique if you can come back again and bring somebody else and show them. Like, I wouldn't have a problem with that. No. But it's on those initial appointments where it can get really confusing if there's too many people. And also you need to find out from the boutiques how big they are. For me personally, I have a really intimate boutique. So if you have more than 4 people at an appointment, including the bride, it's getting quite full.
Yeah.
And then if you're going to a bigger boutique that's got loads of room, if you imagine that there's 4 brides having an appointment at once and they've all brought 5 people, that's a lot of people in a room.
Yeah.
So again, it's just about doing your research, thinking about who's going to be honest, thinking about who's going to give you advice for you.
Yeah.
And that will help make it less stressful.
That's really good advice, because it is, isn't it? You're always quite conscious of what other people think.
Of course,
but they need to take into consideration your own style and understand why you might have decided to try that dress on in the first place.
Yeah.
That kind of like sums up all the questions that I had at the forefront of my mind. Were there any other like tips or guidance that you would say?
Yeah, there's just one other thing that I want to throw in there. And this is something that's come up quite a lot, and I just kind of want to reassure brides. Do not feel pressured to buy a dress that you are not completely in love with. And that comes from whether it's the guest that you've brought with you or the boutique. Nobody should be making you feel like you have to buy there and then. It is one of the most important items of clothing that you will ever buy. And I'm not trying to tell brides to be indecisive. Of course, because it's so important, there might be a bit, am I making the right decision? Da, 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 da. But you should absolutely be in love with that dress.
Yeah.
And I've had a few experiences now of brides coming to me saying, I've bought a dress. I knew I didn't love it at the time, but I felt pressured to say yes to it. Do not feel pressured, because you'll find a dress where you just know. You will find a dress. And yes, time might not be on your side or budget or whatever, but just take the breath. Do not let anybody pressure you into it.
That's really good advice, because it is like you say, you just know.
Yeah, you do.
So I have come up with a little this and that.
Have you? Oh, I didn't think we were doing that today. Okay.
I just thought, you know what? I've never had the chance to ask you ones that you don't know what's coming at you.
Okay, good.
I promise you, they're all very friendly still.
Okay, that's fine.
Okay. So, are you early or late?
Always late. Always.
Always.
Try really hard. But always.
You mean well.
Yeah. Not for appointments, though. I wouldn't be late for an appointment, just to put that out there.
Well added. Pinterest or Instagram?
Oh,
for like inspo.
Pinterest every day.
Yes. Summer or winter?
I'm going to say summer, although I did get married in the winter. But
did you?
Yeah, I loved my winter wedding.
Yeah.
I loved that. But as a person, I feel more energetic in
sponge.
Yeah.
In winter, Charlotte goes into hibernation.
Yeah, I
do. Bows or pearls?
Oh, that is awful.
I thought this earlier. I was like, she won't know.
That is a horrible question. I'm going to go bows, though.
Ooh, I love bows. Bows are the winner for me.
Yeah. Short
dress or long dress?
Ooh. Is this for me? Like if I was wearing it, or just what I like?
Just what you like. Because I think we've done like what dress you would want.
I'm going to go short.
Oh, I love it. To be fair, you completely swayed me with the short dresses. I think they're stunning. Yeah. They're such a surprise. Like,
aren't they?
Really, really beautiful. Especially when you, like you said, when you pair them with some heels.
Oh, yeah.
Your legs can look just insane.
Oh, amazing.
Okay. I think you'll like this question as well.
Okay.
Accessories or shoes?
No, shoes. Shoes every day of the week. Shoes.
Shoes will never lose for you, will they?
No. But if you ask me shoes or handbags, now that is a different
See,
story.
it was between accessories or shoes or handbags or shoes.
Ah.
I'm going to throw it in there. Handbags or shoes?
Handbags.
Handbags. Oh. Like a little handbag, or, you know, more of your everyday, I can carry my life in this handbag?
Oh, different handbag for every kind of occasion.
Oh my goodness. I love it. Countryside or city?
Countryside.
Oh, I'd go the same.
Yeah.
Wine or cocktails?
Cocktails.
There was like no hesitation there.
Yeah.
Cocktails. We know what you're going for when we're allowed.
But cocktails with champagne in, now that's a whole other ballgame.
Oh. Date day or date night?
Date night.
Really?
Yeah, I think so. It's more romantic.
I suppose. See, I like the attention, so I like drag it out as long as possible. That goes for everything. Christmas, birthday, Easter. So that's all I've got for this or that, because I knew we was going to have a real good chat.
Yeah, thank you. That was good.
No, I've really, really enjoyed this. It's been so good because there are so many areas that people just go, oh, I don't really know where to start, and it's important to consider.
Yeah.
Actually, how are you going to approach your wedding dress shopping?
Yeah, it is a lot, but pick a lovely boutique and they'll hold your hand the whole way through. It doesn't need to be stressful. Doesn't need to be stressful at all.
Well then, with that, we'll wrap it all up.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Charlotte. Like I said, I've really enjoyed this.
No, thank you so much. Me too.
Okay then. Well, I'll speak to you later. Bye.